America is at war with itself. It's playing out in our streets, our courtrooms, and between state and federal power. In this video, I'm going to show you the proof, not speculation, not rumor, the actual words of our leaders, the actions of the military, and the breakdown of what's dividing this country right now. In the next 10 or so minutes, you'll see why this moment is more than politics. It's a fight over who controls the country's force and what happens when that chain of command fractures. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and watch this entire video. And go watch all my videos. Once I get this account monetized, we're loading up this van and going to get you factual information and footage from ground zero. Now, let's start with Chicago.
Being able to enforce the measures that we have put forward. One, we're going to use every single tool that's available to us. And as I've stated before, you just heard the governor express it as well. This battle is going to take place in the courts and in our communities. Here's what's most important here, is that the people in this city, in this state, and throughout the county, is that we're all united around protecting the fundamental right to be able to have a democracy. And that's going to simply mean that we're going to have to organize on the ground. This is not just simply about a battle between authority. This is about making sure that the 700 people who showed up on the north side of Chicago to organize, to build the resistance, that's a clear example of how the organizing on the ground plays an incredible role in defending people. It's going to take everything: litigation, executive orders, legislation, and I believe most importantly, the people of this city and county and the state and throughout the country pushing back against tyranny. Thank you there.
The mayor of Chicago standing right beside the governor of Illinois, openly calling for organization, a ground level resistance for what he describes as tyranny. He isn't talking about a campaign. He's talking about action inside communities. Hundreds are already meeting across the city of Chicago. And what's most important here is what follows. Law enforcement in the same city told not to cooperate with federal agents. 911 calls, radio traffic confirm the split. Local officers and federal coordination orders are not happening. This isn't just a disagreement in the breakdown of a unified chain of command inside the nation's third largest city. Now let's move to Portland, Oregon.
To answer your question, I don't want to speculate on what level of training they will be trained in or what they will be authorized to perform as far as rules for the use of force. The Title X headquarters will provide that training to them. It is my understanding, however, that protective crowd control will be one of the things they're trained upon, and I will provide my advice to the Title X commander that Oregon National Guard men and women they serve two purposes: one, to defend America, and two, to protect Oregonians. And so by serving in this mission, they will be protecting any protesters at the ICE facility. That's my desire. Now, to answer your question, full force is not a doctrinal term that the Army uses. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, and I don't want to speculate as to what level of force they will be allowed to use.
Thank you very much, General. Thank you.
In that clip, an Oregon National Guard general says clearly, his men and women will protect protesters, not necessarily federal agents. That means a state-level military force declaring its loyalty to local civilians over federal authority. Now, under Title X, once federalized, the Guard answers directly to Washington. But before that, they belong to the governor. And right now, those governors are drawing lines saying they'll use their troops their way, not the president's. That's the legal front line of this domestic conflict. Who gives the order when both sides are claiming command?
Well, I'd do it if it was necessary. So far, it hasn't been necessary, but we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. I mean, I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have to make sure that our cities are safe.
Now, as you can see inside the White House, the response has been nothing but blunt. The president just pointed to the Insurrection Act, the legal key that lets him federalize National Guard units and send active duty troops onto U.S. soil. He says if people start dying or if governors or mayors continue to block action, he's going to use it. That power has only been used a handful of times, most recently during the 1992 Los Angeles riots. But this time, the resistance isn't coming from rioters just yet. It's coming from the state governments themselves. What we're watching isn't a single protest. It's a nationwide power struggle.
Keeping us safe. We love you.
Don't give them a reason, guys. Be careful.
City governments are openly refusing cooperation. Governors are filing lawsuits, and they're all urging citizens to resist. Federal agencies and troops are deploying anyway. Each action pulls the thread tighter. When the communication breaks down, that's when confusion turns dangerous. When two governments fight for control of the same streets, ordinary people will get trapped in the middle. The question isn't if someone's in charge, it's which authority you're going to answer to when the orders conflict. That confusion will spark protests into clashes.
We're not threatening anyone. Move out! Move out! Move out! Move out! How is she supposed to move? Move out! Let's go! That's good.
Every time coordination fails, every mixed message between city halls, governors, and Washington, D.C., real lives are at stake now. So here's what we've seen and know so far. Local officials are telling people to organize. A state military general is pledging protection to protesters, and a president is ready to use the Insurrection Act. That's not theory. This is documented proof. A breakdown of command in real time. America isn't waiting for war to start. It's already here. Political, legal, and now in our streets. You need to stay aware. You need to stay calm, and you have to pay attention, because once the chain of command breaks, it's every community for itself. I'm Appalachian Prepper. Subscribe for the full breakdown of what's going on around us and how you can survive it. I'll get you a Civil War survival video together as soon as possible, because you're going to need it.